Welcome to another edition of Joe with Joe. I'm Joseph Gregory alongside Chris Rouse. And episode 16, we back up in here on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with a Tuesday. You know, Tuesday, Monday, you still following up football. Still a lot of things going on in the sports world. Some of the news of the day. Bulls swing man Javante Green gonna miss the next 2 to 4 weeks with a groin injury. And a couple of debuts can be happening in the NBA possibly this week. You see Kyrie Irving returning for Brooklyn on Wednesday. You can see it's a possibility that Klay Thompson will be returning for the Golden State Warriors coming up on this Sunday. And that's the news of the day. Hopefully everybody's having a great morning here. Happy New Year. First show of the year of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Let me just temper your expectations right now. You got to work Thursday. There won't be no
Yeah.
street to the game Thursday.
Right.
He is here now. So he is
Right.
here. Joe.
What he said about students to the game, that's gonna hold true for 2 weeks because I got Chicago State Thursday and next week. So plus next Thursday is my mom's birthday. So happy birthday, mom, in advance.
Shout out to you.
But,
The Aquarius is something.
yeah, man.
Is that Aquarius season already? I know my mother's an Aquarius. My mother's an Aquarius.
Aquarius is the 21st. My mom a Capricorn.
Right. Capricorn, okay. Platinum blend. I mean, we all probably got the same platinum blend whenever you're the first NBA player in history to do something. And when you win the Chicago's own at the same time, it's DeMar DeRozan, first player ever to hit buzzer beaters on back-to-back days.
Yeah.
It's brilliant ending to the calendar 21 year and a brilliant beginning to the calendar 22 year. Consecutive buzzer beaters off one leg in Indiana, off 2 feet from the baseline with a little hitch in DC the next afternoon. So just brilliance by DeMar DeRozan. He has my platinum blend. And you know what? I'm also give out another platinum blend. I ain't even going to find. I'm gonna do this for y'all. I don't even care. You get Robert Quinn a platinum blend since he set the bad season second. Y'all got to have something. I got to have something.
We gotta have something. I mean, we got a good win on Sunday, man. You know, shout out to Giant. What's up, Brandon? We beat the Giants on Sunday.
I mean, you guys are really rolling right now. You guys are really rolling. Let's just get into the. Unless you got a platinum blend you want to share before we get into this NFL stuff.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, I got a platinum blend. You said DeMar DeRozan was the first to ever hit back-to-back game winners in NBA history. Josh Giddey is the youngest player. Yeah, consecutive days. But Josh Giddey was the youngest player ever to get a triple-double. I think that was
17, 13, and 14. Yeah, 17, 13, and 14 joint.
Exactly. Yeah. So Josh Giddey, he getting my platinum blend for that, man. Youngest player ever to get a triple-double. You know who the previous youngest player was?
LeBron James.
LaMelo Ball, another NBL.
LaMelo Ball.
So two NBL alums and are 1 and 2 in youngest triple doubles ever in NBA history. So shout out to them, man. Platinum blend, bro.
I don't think that was a bad guess. Said LeBron.
Not at all. You know why it's not a bad guess? Because before I looked that up, yeah, Google was my friend on that one. I thought it was LeBron too. So yeah, that's not a bad guess.
All right. Let's start with I guess the great news in the city right now. The Bears win again as they beat the Giants 29-3. They've won the last 2 games to 2 different quarterbacks, and Andy Dalton was at the control of this one. The Giants, everybody was injured here. They came in with I guess their C team or whatever, and they looked bad. Mike Glennon fumbled on the first snap.
The C team. Why did they bring out their G team?
Oh no. Mike Glennon threw for 24 yards the whole game. He had 2 interceptions. He only had 4 completions. I mean, what are we doing? What did you come here for? I mean, you could do that in practice. You could practice and do 24 yards worth of completions for 3 hours. A competent NFL quarterback had that man drug tested. I would have rather you did a Mac Jones, just throw the ball 3 times and just hand it off. Show me you ain't gonna pass there.
Drop back. You said competent. You said competent NFL quarterback. Mike Glennon is check down God. Check down God. And you know how I know that? How do you know? Yeah, you know how I know that? Because my team
Because he
spent
played for you.
My team spent $45 million on it for 3 years. That's how I
forgot what writer said, but they said Mike Glennon's performance against the Bears was another indictment against Ryan Pace. He, he's like, man, you actually, like you just said, you actually spent money and time and draft collateral on this. I mean, this is what you really.
And then you wonder why the quarterback, and then you wonder why the rookie quarterback you drafted to sit behind Mike Glennon did you no good. Is all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
David Montgomery had 64 yards and a couple touchdowns in that game also. Darnell Mooney had 7 catches, 69 yards and another touchdown. And the Bears, and now they get a chance to face Minnesota, who's they're playing out the string after being eliminated by Green Bay. They just got the hell beat out of them on Sunday Night Football, 37-10. I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if I posted it. Mike Zimmer response about Kellen Mond and will he get it? Does he want to see him quarterback just this last meaningless game or whatever? And he was like, no, he doesn't want to see him. Nah. And when the reporter asked why didn't he want. The reporter asked him, why don't you want to see him? He was like, you see him every day. and that was it. And that was it. That's what he said. So
hey,
interesting game. Like the Bears and Vikings always play at the end of the season in Minnesota, and it's always sort of like a meaningless type of game, you know, and the teams aren't really going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like this end of every season. It's kind of like the tradition game. Like who should play? Zimmer's on the hot seat now. Nagy's on the hot seat. No, can't play Detroit again. You can only play them 2 times.
Like, I mean, like the last game of the year, like we can't play Detroit.
No, because the season is set up to play Detroit early in the season. You got to play Detroit in the first 4 games of the season to give everybody expectations and hope, right? Because they're going to look good against Detroit. And then you got to play them again on Thanksgiving to make everybody early holiday look good. I'm like, yeah, the Bears, we smoked Detroit before. So you got to even that out.
If you call that win on Thanksgiving against Detroit, smoking Detroit, then you must be smoking Reggie.
That's smoke Detroit. You see that Santos field goal, boy? Smoking Detroit. Smoking on Detroit.
Straight Reggie.
Smoking on Dan Campbell.
Yeah, boy.
So the Bears going to try to go out on this streak. So what are our predictions then against the Vikings? Is this the time when Darnell Mooney goes off and Daz Newsome has a great game? I don't even know who's going to be playing all for Minnesota. I don't know if Kirk Cousins will be back. That was tough. This COVID, they were fighting for elimination. And now Cousins goes down. That was tough.
That is very tough. Because let's be real, Kirk Cousins, I mean, as is still a middle-of-the-road quarterback. So now, much like we were just talking about with Glennon, now you got to get a backup in there for a guy that's not that great. So it's like,
but you got to think, Kirk Cousins has played pretty well when he's played against the Packers. He's won that. You know what I'm saying? So that was tough for them. And Sean Mannion, just wasn't ready for that moment. That was tough for him trying to stick with that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. And I'm quite sure your second family over there had a field day with them. So what are our predictions? I'm going to go with the Bears. I think the Bears will win this 3-game winning streak. I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop Nagy from getting that pink slip. But Cairo Santos, he had a strong effort before I say this, the Bears are even considering starting Justin Fields in this game, which I don't understand why, but I'm going to say whichever quarterback it is, the Bears win this game 20-17. I don't know which Vikings going to play and all this other stuff.
I really don't care. Don't give a damn at all. So my prediction is Vikings 24, Vikings Bears. The final score will be 24-20 Bears. I picked the Bears to win it by 4, but I really don't care. I really don't give a damn. Go Bears though. I really don't give a damn. Go Bears, man.
Okay. Last night, Monday Night Football, Big Ben Roethlisberger, probably last game at Heinz Field. And they put it on the Browns. It turned those Browns into hash browns real quick, man. Baker Mayfield sharing that ball like memes out here, bro. They lose 26-14. They are now 7-9. I believe they were eliminated from playoff contention with everything that happened on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah.
Steelers keep their playoff hopes alive at 8-7-1. Very faint hopes. They need a lot of things to happen, but
they better hope for a tie. They better hope for a tie on Sunday Night Football, boy.
I think I was reading where even if it's a tie, I
think they can't get in.
I think they still wouldn't be able to get in. Yeah, I think it would still benefit the Chargers or the Raiders or whatever. So pretty unfortunate situation for them.
The Raiders beat them head to head, remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all that stuff, you know. That not being able to beat Detroit, 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 not being able to beat Detroit. You know, not being able to beat Detroit.
Getting your eyes gouged and kneecaps bitten for 1 week by them lions.
That's right. That's right. Punching you on giving you a low blow while they getting up off the ground type stuff or whatever they was doing. You know what I'm saying?
The Lions got y'all worse than y'all got them, and now y'all might miss the playoffs. You know what that's payback for? You know what that's payback for? That's for that Jerome Bettis coin toss. That's payback for that. Go keep Pittsburgh at the playoffs.
Oh wow.
Hey, look, man. I said I thought Detroit had playoff potential when the season began, and I promised I was sober when I said that. I didn't know they was gonna be that bad this year. But hey, look at Detroit, man, playing spoiler after all.
Let's talk about something a little bit closer to my heart. Dallas with a very uneven performance and ended up losing the game they deserved to lose. Basically, I watched it. Just basically had to start drinking in the middle of the third quarter. It was a very sleepy performance, dismal performance, undisciplined performance against a team that was on a 3-game losing streak. The Arizona Cardinals. They lose 25-22.
Can I say something? This is the most disappointed I've heard you lead into the Cowboys all season. Most disappointment you've had all year.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you exactly why. Okay, last week they beat Washington, swept Washington. They beat Washington 56-14. Right? And it's eye-opening, and it's on Sunday Night Football, and everybody sees it, and everybody's like, whoa, and wow, and whoa, and whoa, and wow. But you know what I was thinking? I was thinking like, okay, that's the last Washington football team we're going to play. That's our second game against them. We don't play the Giants again. We don't play Carolina again. We don't play Atlanta again. We have these teams that we beat by 40 points and was putting up about 30-something points on again. We don't do that anymore here. So I was thinking, okay, this is a step up. No Kyler Murray. This isn't Mike Glennon from the last 2 weeks. This isn't Kyle Allen. Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is Kyler Murray. These are the Arizona Cardinals. They're kind of desperate. They done lost 3 in a row. So I wanted to see how we came out in this game. It was just very lethargic, very undisciplined. The penalties, oh my God, the penalties will make you get drunk. I mean, every time you had a 15-yard, play, it was holding. Every time you had a 20-yard run play, it was holding. And then if it wasn't holding, like I saw 3 instances where people got whooped. Hall of Fame people. I saw Tyron Smith get whooped by Chandler Jones. I saw Zach Martin get whooped by Christian Peters. I saw Chandler Jones just whoop Dalton Schultz at the tight end position. Wait a
minute. Those 3 guys, that's part of that. Those 3 guys are part of that old line that Dallas built. That was an MVP candidate a few years ago.
Listen, we need Blake Jarwin back at the tight end position because Schultz can't block me. I don't think he can block me. I really don't think he can block me. I've seen this happen far too many times. Drops by the receivers. It was so many penalties. It was so many penalties also by the defense that made everything go from 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 4. They set up the fake punt. On the fake punt, they got set up. I think it was like 4th and 7 or whatever, 4th and 6. They have a penalty and make it 4th and inches to where they even get the gall to go for it. And they end up getting it with a great catch. It would have been pass interference anyway. And that's the play that really kind of got the ball rolling, a ball going the other way for Dallas in that game. So it was a very undisciplined effort. Now they play Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Man, who knows? I don't know. Might play Arizona again. but whoever they play, if they got to come to AT&T and they play like they played how they played on Sunday, they're not going to win. You know, we watched them against barely beat the Chargers, barely lose to the Buccaneers, beat the Eagles pretty good on Monday night. This won't be the same Eagle team they'll see on Saturday. Lose to the Chiefs by a sawbuck. Now you lose to the Cardinals. I'm talking about teams that are legit playoff teams here. Lose to the Raiders. You got a chance to go to the playoffs.
You might actually see.
Lose to the Raiders on Thanksgiving. No teams that are all confident, probably playoff teams that still fighting. Exactly. So it hasn't been very what's the word I want to say? Appetizing, to say the least. Right. When I look at them play against good teams.
Not a lot of
right now, my confidence level. Yeah, exactly. I'm very pessimistic. My optimism, my confidence level going into the playoffs right now is at about a 3. And that's with a home game. It's at about a 3.
Real quick in the chat, shout out Brandon Harville and Chopper Styles. They tuned in this morning here.
What's up, Big Chopper? How you feeling? You didn't get up out the basement?
What's good? What's good, Brandon, bro?
Brandon, and shouldn't he be in school?
I'm sorry, man.
Let me tell you about Brandon. He had a nice Giants mask. He needed something to cover his face and wipe his tears. After that first play when Glennon coughed it up, and it was just all more the same for the next 3 hours.
So he had a Giants mask. So he had a little blue mask. Was it big enough to cover his face?
I mean, wow. I don't know. Yeah, it was. But yeah, my confidence level right now for the Cowboys right now is at a 3. Yeah. It's at about a 3, man. Level.
Well, I'm gonna stand by what I said at the beginning of the year. Rams Buccaneers. Well, apparently that won't be the NFC Championship game unless somebody beat Green Bay. So I'm gonna still stick with Rams Buccaneers. I'm still go with Bucks Chiefs in a rematch. I'm sticking with that. That till I can't no more.
Well, we know who won't be on the Bucks. It would be AB. That's Antonio Brown. Shout out to Twin. Twin called me while I was watching the Bears game. CBS just kept showing, which they shouldn't have been showing. It was just terrible. I wanted to watch the Bengals and the Chiefs. They just terrible. Made everybody in Chicago watch these games. Twin called me with his red zone thing. He was like, "Man, what's up with Antonio Brown, man? He just took off everything and just left the field." And then I got to seeing it. Look, had to go on Twitter and went on. They started showing the updates, and it was just like the weirdest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow. And then he was at the game last night to watch the Nets and the Grizzlies. That was the craziest thing.
You said it was the weirdest thing ever, but we talking about Antonio Brown. Was it really? Is it really, man? I mean, this is kind of normal for him.
I mean, to just leave in the middle of the game. I mean, to just leave or to just strip and just throw stuff into the thing. Bruce Arians said when they first started talking.
Told him don't record. He recorded.
Bruce Arians said he saw a look in his eyes he had never seen before he had the little moment on the sideline. He started taking everything off, ignoring O.J. Howard and Mike Evans, and just left.
Zipped out. You know who I heard had an interesting take on this was I was watching Dan Patrick yesterday, and he was saying he said something interesting that I thought about. He said since that hit that Vontaze Burfict put on Antonio Brown hasn't been the same. So I thought about that. Like, actually, I think that is something that is kind of flying under the radar. Maybe he does have some head issues that maybe does need to be examined. But I mean, in terms of until we can get that confirmed, just going off behavior, I mean, what do you expect out of Antonio Brown? In Pittsburgh, Tomlin told him to record. He recorded. He wanted out of Oakland or Vegas. He got out of Oakland to Vegas. He landed on New England. He was on New England, got out of New England. He got on Tampa Bay. He still had problems even before quitting. So it's like, is this really like surprising? You know, that's how I feel about it.
I say it's surprising because, like, without what you heard, I think mostly everybody's saying all this stuff had really happened off the field. You almost felt like the football field was almost a safe haven for him. The things that happened in New England was the off the field thing with Brittany Taylor or whatever. The incidents with the moving truck or whatever. Cursing out Mike Mayock on the practice field or whatever. Everything was
fake
like really
vaccination card.
Fake vaccination card as a couple of weeks ago. like you said, recording a meeting. That Mike Tomlin said don't record a meeting, but it wasn't actually on the field in the middle of play. On the field, I mean, look, he was coming off a 10 reception game after the fake vaccination card. He comes back and has 10 catches. Everybody knows about all this financial stuff that he's trying to hit. You know, these 333,000 for another 54 yards and another touchdown and all this other stuff that he had, all these financial incentives he had in his contract. So if you look at last week, like 10 catches, 100 yards, he focused in on getting that. I thought they was going to eat the Jets up because it was the Jets. Then the next thing you know, in the third quarter, okay, they struggling, and all of a sudden, boom, it's over with. And he's leaving at a time, especially when Tampa Bay don't need him to leave, because they're already down Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is banged up. They're hoping to get Fournette back off the IR, but that was key right there. You talk about Godwin and now Brown gone. That's pretty big right now, especially going into the playoffs.
I agree with you. Losing Antonio Brown, that's gonna be key because you lose another weapon for Tom Brady. But I feel like lost in all of this, Tom Brady is still the GOAT. Now I know. Now I know they was playing the Jets. They was playing the Jets. But it was 24-10 when Antonio Brown left. The final score was 28-24. So that's all I'm saying. Tom Brady is still the GOAT, man. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it was 4th and 2. I mean, Robert Saleh, come on, man. You got Zach Wilson doing a quarterback sneak on 4th and 2 from the 5-yard line. What the fuck you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? Man, 4th and 2. Kick the damn field goal. If you go down there, at least get yourself overtime. They want to go for it. Y'all not there. They did a quarterback sneak and lost, went back -2. Just drove it down and they did whatever they was going to do.
Football must not be New York sport, man. It must not be their sport.
Man, I don't know. It's pretty tough. Guess we'll pick some of these games.
NFL pick 'em. All right, it was good, man.
Who's in the chat? Nobody.
In the chat, nah, just Brandon and Chopper today, man. It's a little light because it's Tuesday.
It's a little light. It is Tuesday, you know. It's Tuesday. That's what happened. That's what happened, man. We have what's the word? Constriction sometime.
Yeah, we had to reschedule yesterday.
All right, man. You know, we finna go through this picking, man. Now, of course, they got this grand finale now for the NFL. Now, when they had this Saturday doubleheader set up, and I think they're doing this for the playoffs now. For these teams that's playing on Saturday this weekend. For the playoffs, if you're in it, you're probably going to be playing next Saturday. 3 of these teams that's playing on Saturday is in the playoffs. That's probably why they did it. So, Chiefs and the Broncos will kick the weekend off. I'm going with the Chiefs because the Chiefs still have a whole lot to play for here because they're not in the number 2 seed right now after losing last week against Cincinnati. Shout out to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow last 2 weeks was like a stack damn. Sweet Mother Mary of Jesus.
Shout out that Bengals team, man. They've been playing well all year.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs to bounce back in this one.
I'm with you on that. The Chiefs are my pick to win the AFC, and I think they started off right with a win going into the playoffs. I think they rolled Denver headed into the first round.
Saturday night football, Cowboys at Eagles. Eagles, as I'll be talking about them a little bit when you get to the What's in Your Cup segment. The whole NFC East and What's in Your Cup was crazy. Cowboys and the Eagles on Saturday Night Football. I'm going to go with the Cowboys because the Cowboys seem they play their better football for me on the road. Even when they lost against Tampa Bay, they showed me, I guess, what type of road team they were going to be. They beat the Chargers on the road. I thought the offense really laid the egg against Kansas City, but they've had some of their better performances on the road. So I see them winning against the Eagles on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys, man. I'm trying to get my neck cracked out here.
Yeah, I see like you need a massage or something.
I'm trying to crack the neck out, man. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys, man. Philadelphia, man, I feel like they just in turmoil, man. I don't know what's going on with the quarterback situation and Nick Sirianni. So I just think Dallas, man. I know. I think
we're gonna win because we need it. I think Philadelphia's playing relatively well, man. That was a big comeback they had against Washington. No, it's Washington.
I feel you, but I feel like long term, something about Philadelphia just don't seem right.
They got decisions to make.
Yeah, they got decisions to make, man. And I mean, Dallas is gonna win anyway, going to the playoffs. So
they also have They also have a COVID thing right now. 12 people, 12 players on their team right now in COVID protocol. Fletcher Cox amongst those. We'll see what happens later on in the week. With the different restrictions, the 5-day things, and how you can do that now. On Sunday, how about Joe Tiger, the Tiger King,
Tiger
Joe Burrow,
Tiger King.
Bengals will try to get revenge against the beat up Browns. We're going with the Bengals.
Paul Brown, the battle with Paul Brown's teams, man. The Bengals and the Browns. I'm gonna go with the Bengals though, man. I got the Cincinnati Bengals rolling into the playoffs again. All three of the teams going to the playoffs are winning Saturday, so Cincinnati wins. Shout out to the Bengals, man. I think they could.
The Bengals game is on Sunday. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's Sunday. Okay, I thought it was Saturday. Yeah. All right, Bengals. Well, the Bengals, regardless, I got them winning. And then for Cincinnati, man, I think they're most likely to be the sleeper team to make the AFC title game. Lose Kansas City.
All right. Next game, I got the Packers going up against the old kneecap biters, the eye gougers. those Detroit Lions finishing their first season strong against the Packers, who have absolutely nothing to play for. Number one seed clinched. Unless you want to get Devontae Adams, I believe he's close to it. Isn't he close to a record? I believe as far as touchdowns or yardage or something. I have to look that up. Might be.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that. Not aware of that. Not aware of where he is in regards to the record.
But I'll go with the Packers.
I'm gonna go with the Lions just because I don't know if Green Bay is even gonna play anybody in this game.
I hope not. Fantasy.
Yeah,
purpose.
I mean,
I'm down big. No.
I mean, fantasy over for me. I lost to Kansas. I didn't even place, but
I'm down big. So yeah, I hope that happens.
Yeah, Green Bay, man. So yeah, I got Green Bay losing into Detroit only because I don't think Green Bay is gonna play anybody. So Detroit wins this game. Green Bay still gonna probably be a problem in the play. Green Bay gonna be the top seed. And that's going to be the game we want to see, man. How they look in the playoffs.
No, it's not.
After sitting out.
No, it's not. I'll tell you about the game that we want to see in a couple of moments. I'll tell you in a minute. But Bears and Vikings. Bears and Vikings, we already said the Bears are going to win. Now, here's the game that you're really going to want to see, and I'll tell you why later on at the end of the show. The Washington football team, who is expected to name their nickname on February the 2nd. This will be their last game as the football team.
Okay.
They take on the Giants. I'm going to tell you why this is the biggest game in the NFC East later on. But I'm taking Washington.
I mean, dog, you just heard me for 5 minutes tell you why I didn't like Mike Glenn. So I'm going with Washington, man.
The Colts need to beat the Jaguars to get in the playoffs.
Okay. I mean,
but they always have a problem.
That's a very enviable possession.
But they always have a problem for some odd reason whenever they go to Jacksonville. I think they've lost 6 of their last 7 and 5 of their last 7 there or whatever. But they're going down there. And I'm going with Coach Jonathan Taylor. Just give it to him 25 times. He should beat the Jaguars. I'm going with the Coach.
In an upset special, Week 18. The Colts lose again in Jacksonville. I think the Jaguars, through all the turmoil, through all the Urban Meyer issues, through Trevor Lawrence throwing picks left and right, I think they upset the Colts and kind of keep them from making the playoffs, man. So I'm going with the Jaguars, man.
The Steelers will stay alive after beating the Browns last night. They're 8-7-1, and they're playing against the Ravens, who have lost. The Ravens have lost 5 games by 8 points or something.
Yeah.
I mean, now they lose close game, lost about 1. The other day, they lose about 1-2 step. 1-2 step. They lost about 1, and they're out the playoffs now. They went from the number 1 seed after week 11 to out. And going to week 18, they're out.
Injury, but that's injuries and COVID, though, man. Nobody got. I don't think.
Is that all injuries of COVID, or is that some of John Harbaugh with these point things and going for these twos, not having chances at the end of the game in some critical situations?
I mean, you could throw that in there too, but I don't think any team all year long has been hit by injuries worse than the Ravens. They started the year out with 2 guys tearing the ACL at running back, and then Lamar Jackson got hurt. He got hurt in the middle of the season, and you can say what you want about You can say what you want about the time they went for it against Green Bay and lost, but they also did it against Kansas City and won. And that's what happens when you go. That's what happens when you go for it. Either you win, either you get it or you don't. And sometimes they get it,
And
sometimes they
that
don't.
and
And
that's
I
why
think
they
that's
8-8 right now. Because sometimes they
that's
got
why
it,
they
and
ain't it.
sometimes they didn't. That's why they 8-8.
I think it's more so because of the injuries than the not getting it. Because I feel like if they had their backs, some of these games might not have even been close.
Yeah, that's what I say about if we all be drunk. So you
Y'all
say
be drunk. Yep. What's
you
that?
need the luck in football. It's a physical game. Health is a part of it. I'm going with the Steelers because they need it. The Steelers need it.
I'm going to
Titans.
I'm going to Steelers too. I'm going to Steelers too, by the way. I'm just saying, give Baltimore some credit.
Titans against the Fighting Justins to end their season. They're 4-12.
Right where we
Tennessee
thought.
right now, the number one seed. They need to win this game to stay the number one seed. I'm going with the Titans.
Hey, Justin, the Texans did exactly what we thought. 4 wins, and that's where it's gonna stop. Texas lose this week to the Titans. Titans like, hold on.
The Saints need to win in order to force San Francisco to win. San Francisco got a tough game with the Rams. Saints are in Atlanta taking on the Falcons.
I hope the
Let's
Falcons.
go.
I hope the Falcons win just because the Saints cost me fantasy last week. So I hope the Falcons win. Go Falcons. Nothing personal, Saints. Y'all just cost me fantasy last week. Go Falcons. But I got the Saints winning.
Hey, I don't think Sean. I think they're going to have a little
Saints winning.
sense of urgency against that defense. That defense is tough. I think they're going to hold Matt Ryan and them in check. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Yeah, they're winning.
The Jets coming off that thrilling loss to the Buccaneers.
Only
Take
the Jets.
on the Bills, who were able to survive 3 Josh Allen picks to beat the Falcons. I'm going with the Bills.
And another Week 18 upset special. I got the Jets upsetting the Bills, man, because I don't all year long, Joe. I've been saying I don't know what Buffalo Bills team we getting this week, and I think this week if we see that, it'll cost them against the Jets, and I think we'll see that the Jets. I think they get a Week 18 upset special over the Buffalo Bills this week. So that's the Jets and the Jags, the 2 J's. I got them winning this week.
49ers and Rams. Playoff ramifications for both teams. Rams need to win this game to get the NFC West and maybe get the inside track to the 2 seed. 49ers need to win this game just to get in the playoffs. 49ers won early this season on Monday Night Football. It was one of those Matthew Stafford Watt games, and he threw a couple of picks and had a pick 6. He's been doing that every now and then. Did it last week. These are the games he wanted to play in. He's got a tough divisional game to win everything in the division at home. Who you got?
Ooh, Rams and Niners. I'm gonna go with the Rams, man. The Niners really need this game, but I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think the Rams and Buccaneers, that was my pick to match up in the NFC Championship game. I don't know how likely that is now, but I still think you gotta watch the Rams, man. So I'm going with the Rams.
Man, I got the Rams maybe by a field goal. This is a tough matchup for them, I guess, because San Francisco is just one of those teams that stay true to who they are as far as being physical, as far as the run game, as far as play action and Samuel, play action and Kittle. That's just what they do. The defense is solid, and they've been playing well. And it's a division game, so.
Yes,
But
it
I'm gonna
is.
go with the Rams to pull it out by a field goal because of the need and the sense of urgency.
I think the Rams are a better team. The Rams, I think, have been ravaged by COVID for most of this last half of the season. And then on top of that, man, Matthew Stafford been looking like Matthew Stafford. He didn't look like Matthew Stafford for like the first 8 weeks of the year. He looked like somebody else wearing a Rams jersey.
We're
Now he
gonna
look like
find
Matthew
out.
Stafford.
We're gonna start finding out who really is Matt Stafford.
Right, you're gonna find them out. Figure it out this week.
We're gonna find it out over these next 3 or 4 weeks. We get into the postseason. Patriots and Dolphins. Dolphins were eliminated, after their performance and really sloppy performance in Tennessee. They go from beating the Saints from 20-3 to losing 34-3. Now they take on Mac and Cheese and them. And the Patriots come in here at 10-6.
But I got New England. This is one of the more quiet. This is obviously one of the more quiet New England teams that might make the playoffs because no Brady. But I actually kind of convinced New England kind of look. They really do like a legit playoff team this year now. So I'm gonna go with New England. New England to win the game, but they ain't gonna do nothing in the playoffs.
I'm gonna go with New England. I don't know about that. I don't know about the playoff thing. It's all about the matchups. They got to see how these matchups, all these good division games happen this weekend. That's why I'm excited because I'm ready for the assignment.
Let me ask you this
Seahawks.
before we keep going. Let me ask you this, man. Don't the NFL playoff picture seem a little more boring this year? Like it was a little more decisive one way or the other. It's like either you in or you out this year. In past
Because
years,
I
you
think
had more teams that was on the line.
everything I think got decided relatively early. I think because there was so many bad teams. I mean, look at the all the way to mediocre down to the bad. I mean, teams that just got eliminated, like the Falcons, the Vikings on down. The Panthers started off 3 and something, and they got ravaged by injury. Seahawks wasn't what they normally be. So a lot of those teams that just wasn't what they normally be this year, I guess.
And you know what's crazy is there earlier in the year I said the NFC West might get 3. I might be right, just not Seattle.
You might be right, but you might be wrong, depending on what happens. Speaking of the NFC West, the Cardinals need to win. They snapped a 3-game losing streak in Jerry World. Now they go home with a chance to win a division only if the Rams lose. Seahawks trying to end the season strong after putting up 51 on those kneecap biters and eye gouges from Detroit last week. DK Metcalf had 3 touchdowns. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Hey, Detroit, I apologize for Seattle putting that 51 up on y'all because you know that was in response to us. So, I'm sorry, Detroit, but it ends for Seattle. And it's going to end anyway for Seattle this weekend, but I got Arizona beating them.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
In the chat. Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you also. Panthers and Buccaneers. Buccaneers, yes, he is. Buccaneers on you saw what happened with the Buccaneers with Cyril Grayson at that big 33-yard catch. He was talking about Brady pulling. Who was Cyril Grayson? You know him now. Yeah, he's on touchdowns to Brashad Perriman and Cyril Grayson. He's also going to have Tyler Johnson to depend on now with the Godwin injury and the Brown walkout. And they need to win just to see.
Scotty Miller too.
And Scotty Miller coming back. They need to win just to see how this playoff thing shake out of the NFC. And the Panthers are real, Panthers quarterback is Sam Darnold. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We're going with the Bucks.
I mean, dude, the Jets blew a 14-point lead. You want me to have faith in the Panthers?
Nothing speaks to low confidence or low morale like Sam Darnold. It's just bad. Sam Darnold. Come on, man. Some of these interceptions.
In the chat, Ryder Reflex said we taking off our clothes and leaving this year. He's referring to Antonio Brown.
Okay. But as far as the Panthers and Sam Darnold, man, come on, man. Some of these picks in clutch situations, man. Come on. Robbie Anderson looked so upset in some of these games. Like he was doing the same stuff in New York, bro. Doing the same shit in New York, bro.
I feel for Robbie Anderson, man.
I don't. He should have went somewhere else.
And bring the same quarterback.
His ass should have went somewhere else. If you knew he was going there, you knew he was trash. You should have went somewhere else.
What you thought the result was gonna change just because y'all went to the South?
You want to get that? You want to get that extra $3 or $4 million that Carolina threw at you to go take them picks, them balls intended for Robbie Anderson going the other way for pick sixes and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He put your 4 tackling skills on display if you're a wide receiver, boy. I tell you me. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Chiefs Buccaneers Super Bowl rematch is coming.
And Ryder Reflex, since you're in the chat, the winner get in game. Winner get in Sunday Night Football. Last game of the season. The Chargers in Vegas to take on the Raiders. Chargers coming off a division win last week. They blew out Denver. Raiders coming off a heart-stopping win to win in Indianapolis to set up this win and get in game. Last game of the season. Who you got?
That's a good. Hey man, this is a good one. Cause I really don't know, man. I've been mulling this one over, man. But I'm gonna go with the Chargers, man. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I like the Raiders. I just think the Raiders have had a lot of turmoil this year, man. And I would love to see them get in, but I just think the Chargers will take it, man. I think this is going to be a focused Charger team on the road, led by Justin Herbert, looking for his first big win in his career to get to the playoffs. I got the Chargers.
I somehow It's
Yeah, it's
one
a toss
unit.
up.
It's
It's
a
a toss
unit.
up, dog. It's
It's
a
a
toss up this week.
it's a unit on this. It's a
I know
unit.
you don't want to. You don't want to betray Max Crosby. You don't want to betray Max Crosby.
It's not even really about Max Crosby. You know what it's about? I do not trust the Chargers' run defense. I
Okay.
really don't. I think you can run on the Chargers and Justin Herbert. This is the champion. Hey, Justin Herbert and Derek Carr. This is the moment, man. Sunday Night Football.
Right.
This is something to
Somebody
start.
gotta.
Yeah, somebody
Hey,
got to do it.
somebody got
I'm
a big. Somebody gonna get a big win on Sunday, and
I'm
it's like,
going.
dude, like,
I'm
bro. But
I'm actually going with the Raiders to win at home. Justin Herbert. I don't trust the mistakes sometimes, bro. He got him in fantasy with sometimes mistakes in big moments. We'll go with the Raiders to win this game.
somebody got a chance to get a big win between Derek Carr and Justin Herbert. But on the flip side of that, whoever loses this game, man, what does that do for your what does that do for their confidence? Like Derek Carr's been so close about 3 or 4 times. Justin Herbert, Justin Herbert, I mean, last year he had a number of good games that would come down to his own late game mistakes. This year the Chargers look better. They look like they're a playoff team. I'm gonna go with the Chargers, man. I like both quarterbacks. I just think the Chargers will get it done, man. I like them coming into this one. Focus
I
team on the road.
trust. This is a last game to get in. So you know what I do? Yeah, I know I'm a smart man. I mean, a smart man. If I would have picked whatever team I was picking, Rob, don't call me a smart man if I'm picking the Raiders.
I gotta pick the Raiders.
I'm, but you know what this comes about to? You know what this comes about to, Chris? For me, trust. And when you see a team that's played like the Chargers played when they went up against the Texans, when they do that, I mean, they could already be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this. Can I give you a different perspective on this that I have? I
They
had
beat the
Mike
Bengals.
Williams. No. I had Mike Williams. I had Mike Renfro, and I had Kenyon Drake all in fantasy. All
Renfro had
three
a
of them
good
in
game.
fantasy. And all I'm saying is, I've noticed for the Raiders, since Kenyon Drake got hurt, them games been getting a lot tighter. That's all I'm saying, man. Them games getting a lot tighter without Kenyon Drake. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna be tight.
So
I'm taking the Raiders.
He said in the chat, Roderick Flares, I know you were an intelligent individual. Word past tense. Damn, that's tough.
Yeah, I still am. I still am. And thank you for pointing me out how tough it was. Also, moving along to the NBA. The running with the Bulls right now, bro. They beat the Magic last night.
I mean, why
Bulls
wouldn't you
beat the
run with the
Magic.
Bulls?
I mean, why not?
They did.
They beat the Magic.
The Magic
beat them about 4. Yeah, they beat the Magic last night.
Man, nah. Respect the Chicago Bulls. They ain't beat the Magic. They didn't beat the last 8 people that stepped in their face. Is what they did.
The Bulls have beat the last 8 people that stepped in their face. They beat the Magic last night, 102-98. Is that better? DeMar DeRozan continues his scoring tear with 29 points. Yeah, man, 8 games. The New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, back-to-back buzzer beaters by DeMar DeRozan on the road. One against Indiana, one against Washington. Crazy, bro. Just flat out crazy. He's been playing at a real MVP type level, superstar type level. He's going from probably what everybody was saying on the outside as the worst pickup in all season, and probably going to be turning on the Bulls guys into executives of the year if he keeps this up.
Yeah, really,
man. The only thing I can say is, man, keep it going, keep it going. You know, battling some COVID issues. Feel like everybody's just about back now. We miss Javante Green, missing Alex Caruso right now, and like the pickup of Alfonso McKinney during this time while we've been gone.
I was about to say,
I love
that pickup. I was just gonna say, I love that pickup.
Yeah, some size on the perimeter, some 6'8" guy. Been around a little bit. He's gonna play hard for us. You know, just keep doing what we're doing. You know, now they're off actually until Friday when they play the Wizards again. What's up?
You say that like we don't actually know Alfonso McKinney. Me and you personally know Alfonso McKinney, like face to face. Alfonso McKinney.
I mean, we still have to be professional and do our jobs. If I had to talk about you on another show, I would still talk about Chris Ross, world class hoops enthusiast. gave us his perspective on it. He was like, man, you actually know Chris Ross face to face. I'd be like, yeah, but
Professionalism. But like, what I'm gonna say about the Bulls, man, 8 straight wins. DeMar DeRozan MVP candidate for sure. Honestly, at this point, only person I put over him is Steph Curry, because I mean, Golden State is doing some crazy stuff, even with even beyond outside of stuff. But I think it's more so because of stuff that you see in Wiggins and Porter and some of them other guys play well. But DeMar DeRozan this year, man, like I can on my hand think of at least four off the head. Think of like 4 games he won by himself. Like he had a game against Boston. He had like 37. He had like 37. He shot like 15 for 20 earlier this year. The 2 games he just won this past weekend. And then he had another game earlier this year. I think he had like 33 or something like that. I can't remember who he's playing, but he had like 33. And like I remember he ended up leading away. But DeMar DeRozan all season long. I mean, I just think he's the MVP. He's been the lead MVP candidate for the Bulls. The defense has been on point. We talk about Lonzo Ball and Caruso when they're in the lineup. And then how about the Bulls? Something that we haven't seen in past years out of Bulls management, their ability to scramble, man. Signing Alfonso McKinney, saying, you know what? Actually, we got you on a 10-day. Actually, dude, you're a much better fit for us as a whole for the rest of the year. They add him, and you know why that ends up being big? Because Javonte Green went out because of injury. So for the Chicago Bulls, it's just a fun season to watch Bulls basketball, led by DeMar DeRozan. Plenty of optimism at the UC this year.
I think this goes to the Bulls, and it really goes probably to the whole league as a whole right now. Depth is a must. I'm not a Bulls fan. I respect that they built their team, quality role players. They could come out the East. That's the right, a reflex statement about the Bulls. The Bulls, as well as any other team that's going to be successful this year, is going to have depth, and your coaching staff will be tested. Because everybody's having these COVID spells, and they got to play through. I see the Hawks are going through one right now. They got like getting people back and forth, barely making protocols, games getting postponed. So I figure those going to be games on top of each other, sometime constantly during the year, more than you would see in other years. And I think right now with the Bulls, the way their roster is made, like you say, adding another piece like McKinney, having AO. We started off the year without Kobe White, who's been playing very well now since he's been back in the lineup. Really starting to fit in well at 17 against the Magic last night. Really starting to get his feet up under him.
Building trade value too. Kobe White's been building trade value.
Yeah, it's like the Bulls have been able to come at you at waves and be able to still prosper, even with having key guys out. So that's been like very huge to see. Like right now they're gonna have Green out, we already got Caruso out. So that's like really huge right now to see what Billy Donovan and the staff is doing with this team.
Right, but like you said, you got Green and Caruso out, but you also got Alfonso McKinney. You also got Ayo Dosunmu. So the way the roster is built, like you said, just a great way to build their roster. Plus Devon Dotson, who's been on two-way. So a lot of people on that Windy City, on that Chicago team, ready to come in and step up if needed.
Yeah, man. So I think right now, if you just look at the NBA right now as a whole, like I just said, there have been some key injuries. Like it's always key injuries in all sports, but just with the COVID, I mean, it's been a little different on NBA teams because you look at the NBA roster. Hell, it's only 12 players. It's 12, 15 players. You look at a football roster, it's 53. So if you get 6 people on a football roster, that's a hell of a lot different. Depending on which 6 you get out of a basketball roster, it's like half the team damn near. Let it be 3 starters and 2 capable bench people. Now you looking like that.
I'm about to say,
and they go.
That's damn near what it was for the Bulls. They lost like their whole starting lineup except for Zach and Lonzo at one point.
Yeah. So as we keep on moving forward in that part of the season, it's like wow. We saw what the NHL did with their thing. I don't know how successful it was or if it stopped anything because they took their little 2-week break off and they're back playing now at full strength. I think the last time we were able to do a show was we were talking about that. I mean, I think that's when it was really starting to heat up. We were talking about how the NHL and NBA was going to respond. We saw what the NHL did with the break. The NBA has really just been playing, trying to get through it, but they've been doing a lot of postponing. I think they postponed 11 games last night, I believe, because teams don't have enough players with them.
Now, hold on. Now, first off,
that was the rescheduling.
Yeah, it's rescheduled, not postponed.
Okay,
They were
rescheduled.
rescheduling They were
The,
rescheduling the
the
postponed
postponed
games.
games. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
because initially that was because I remember Woj initially he reported that and then he had to
Right.
retweet it and say
Uh-huh.
he meant rescheduled, not postponed.
Rescheduled all those postponed games. So I mean, it's just weird because you don't know which team is going to go through what at what time. So
Exactly.
it's almost
Once
to try
again,
to
though,
keep. Mm-hmm.
let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this, and I feel like I asked you this last year. Should the NBA start making the season less than 82 games then? If we got COVID, should we start going back to 66? Should we start trying a 60-game season? Space it out so you can deal with this? Because I feel like that might be the best way to go, especially because let's be real, man. COVID don't look like it's going nowhere, man. We on our third variant.
See, the whole thing about COVID is like, right, we don't know if it's going anywhere, and then I be feeling like, is that actually going to help? Is that going to give some of these players more leeway? I don't know how many players are going to actually do the right thing. You know, it's basically like, we give y'all like you're gonna play like one game in a week. You gonna stay your ass in the house, or you gonna be like, shit, dude, we got to play the Clippers on Tuesday, and we play the Lakers on Thursday. Boy, on the weekend, boy, I'm out here at the club, boy. Shit, I'm 22 years old. I'm out here, boy. They're gonna be like that or whatever, and then end up infecting their team or whatever. So that would probably be
all
my
these teams
biggest
when they
thing
go
with
to
that
Miami.
part. Yeah,
when they go to Miami, it's gonna be
we play
DMP
in Miami
nightlife.
on Wednesday. We ain't got to play till Friday.
Boy,
Boy, we at Oceans, boy. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? We go.
You're gonna end up seeing people like that. You're gonna end up seeing Kevin Porter Jr. DMP because of Miami. DMP
That was
Miami
just a wild situation in Houston. Don't know. The reports coming out of Houston with that thing was now.
Hey, time out.
Wood,
no shot at Kevin Porter Jr. No shot at Kevin Porter Jr. He just was the first player I thought of. I'm just saying. No shot.
I don't know what John Lucas said to him to have him so riled up. The Christian Wood part of it was that he missed like a mandatory COVID-19 testing or whatever before the game or whatever. That's why they didn't play him in the first half of that game. And I believe he refused to go in the game in the second half of that game when they started turning into a rout. Like we know Kevin Porter Jr., like he was saying, like I heard you say whatever. What's up with players leaving at halftime? I don't know what's up with Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know what was the perception of him in Cleveland as far as attitude and things off the court, but I think it was something about John Lucas and Coach Silas questioning the effort of the team, whatever, and that's what got him so riled up. But I don't know if he was pointed out specifically, but I don't know.
In fairness, to cover it all the way, to cover everything all the way. If you want to talk about off the court issues with Kevin Porter, he did have a gun issue in Cleveland last year. Just saying, not saying that had anything to do with this. I'm just saying you said you didn't know about the off the court. That was one of the off the court issues. It was a gun issue. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened either. I wasn't the only people that know was in the locker room. So you know what I'm saying. The only people that know was John Lucas, Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood, everybody that was there. So the truth is somewhere in the middle between all three of them. So I don't know. But I just think it's odd that they walked away in the middle of the game. That he left in the middle of the game, though.
Yeah, just weird. So, then I believe they were suspended for like conduct detrimental to the team or whatever for the next game. I believe against Detroit or whatever. So
I can see that. I also feel like with John Lucas on that Houston team, there's a major generational gap. I just feel like there's a major generational gap with John Lucas in that team. I know he's an assistant. I know he's the assistant for Steven Silas on that staff, but there's a major generational gap because you're talking about John Lucas. John Lucas has been around for a long time. Like he been coaching since the 90s. So you know what I'm saying. You talking about guys that was born in the 2000s. So major generational gap there.
And the thing about John Lucas, he used to be that guy that people was talking about was a good coach or whatever, was able to relate to the younger guys. But I guess as you get older, the younger guys get younger. I don't know if that's a problem on the team, but I don't know. Shout out to our good guy Justin. I'm gonna have to ask him about this off camera. Like, what does he think about John
Justin
Lucas?
didn't chime in too much. Yeah, he didn't chime in too much when we talked about it in the chat the other day. He was just kind of like, yeah, man, I think he just couldn't handle whatever we said to him. So That's kind of why I just took the. That's kind of why I just took that on truth or somewhere in the middle approach. Because our Rockets insider couldn't even give us nothing on that.
Right.
I was like,
So we couldn't even get nothing from our
so what am I
Rockets
gonna
correspondent. What are we gonna say?
say? Right.
Yeah. So other than that, in the NBA, like I always say, man, the Grizzlies. Like I keep saying, like I've been saying, when he was out, they started playing well. Now he's back, and they're still playing well. The Grizzlies.
And John Morant just won. He just won Player of the Month, the week last week in the NBA. So shout out to John Morant. And like I said, man, John Morant. Like I said, I think he's the new Derrick Rose. He's the evolved Derrick Rose of this generation. He's everything Derrick Rose would have become had he not gotten hurt. The next step in terms of improving his shooting and more assists and also more explosiveness. I think John Morant is this generation's Derrick Rose. Just what I've seen so far.
I like the team. You know, he's great. He's got a great supporting cast. You see Desmond Bain, he put up 28 last night in Brooklyn.
I love that dude, man. That dude can hoop.
I don't know if Dylan Brooks is back yet. I know he had a couple of COVID protocol issues after he came back initially when he was starting that run. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been playing terrific also as a big alongside Steven Adams. So, like you saw say, D'Anthony Melton off the bench has been a spark plug. So that team is, man.
Those three guys, Bain, Brooks, and Melton, like, bro, that's like that's like trying to guard three fullbacks because all three of them attack the basket so recklessly. Like they attack the basket like they running the football, dude. Like look, if you gonna get in front of me, you gonna stop me, you gonna take some contact. That's what I love about them. All three of them go to the rim hard. They go to the basket trying to create contact, and they want you to feel the contact. Not you gonna hit me and I'm gonna take. No, you gonna feel the contact more than I feel it, and I'm gonna feel it. That's how they play. That's how they play.
It is. So yeah, man. College football playoffs. Yeah, man.
What's in my cup?
You and Josh.
What's in my cup?
Let me just tell you and Mr. Josh Buckhausen. Yes, Georgia is finna win when it counts. They put it on Michigan 30-14-11. Held them in check. Alabama just smothered Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati was like, what? What? Only thing they tried to beat Alabama in was in how dope their uniforms was, the little black sleeves and the black helmets or whatever. Other than that, he was pretty abysmal game to be a Bearcat fan. Everybody really asking, what is a Bearcat? What actually is a Bearcat?
A Bearcat?
Yeah. You gotta Google that. I'm gonna find that out for whatever next show we do on whatever platform.
Well, all right.
What is a Bearcat?
Why you trying to figure that? Well, why you trying to figure that out? Find it out for Sam Houston State, and then find out is it spelled with a K or a C.
Okay. But yeah, man.
Sam Houston State is the Bearcats too, with a K though.
So, the reasons why Georgia is going to win against Alabama this time is because, one, they were pretty much dominated and embarrassed through that first matchup. And the amount of points and the just miscommunication and everything that happened in that game, that's the only time that happened really this year. I think the Michigan performance is a little bit more closer to who they are as a defense. I'm not saying that they're going to hold Alabama to 11 points. I just don't think Alabama is getting 41 points this time. So I see Georgia winning 31-24. Hold them in check. Kobe Dean everywhere with about 13 tackles. Desmond Bennett, don't share the ball. Running game gonna get about 175 yards rushing collectively. White, Cook, a lot of different running backs, whatever. And they're gonna pull it off.
All right.
I'm just letting you know.
Way, in the chat, Antoinette, she got her own swag. McHerron checked in too. So just want to say
her own what?
She got her own swag. McHerron, she checked in. Antoinette McHerron checked in.
Oh, what's up, Nettie Boo? What's happening?
Yeah. That's what it's saying. Yeah, so she checked in too. See, check you out here on Joe this morning. I'm gonna be real, bro.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be real. in regards to Alabama, Georgia, I really don't give a really another game I really don't give a damn about. Um, because last time I saw Alabama, last time we had Alabama, Georgia, it was an epic game, but it came down to some familiar garbage like Mel Tucker defense, something you and I are both very familiar with. After seeing that, Chris Connie, Randall Cobb, busted coverage in the national title game. Is all I'm saying. So I really don't care. For Georgia, it is. I mean, I gotta see it, man. I think Georgia's defense all year long looked great up until the game they played against Alabama. So, which Georgia defense y'all gonna give us? The defense y'all give everybody else, or the defense y'all give Alabama? And that's what I gotta see in the title game on Monday. What y'all gonna give us, man?
You and your little laugh. I hate these little. Oh, you just can't say what you're gonna say. You got to.
Hey, man.
Trinity Valley Troll. Trinity Valley Troll. Trinity Valley Troll.
Tell the Bulldogs
Trinity
to play
Valley
better.
Troll. What?
Tell the Bulldogs to play. Tell the Bulldogs to play better then, man. Maybe
they will play better.
Jagging against Bama. Maybe if they stop jagging against Bama, I care more.
31-24.
All right, don't lose. All
right, 31-24.
Don't lose 45-21 or something, because that sounds like an Alabama Georgia score. 45-21. Hey,
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Hey, look, don't get me wrong. I'm rooting. I am rooting. I am rooting for Georgia. I am rooting for Georgia to win this game because for the love of God, dude, I am tired of seeing Alabama win every year. And also, while I'm here, I was going to say this for what's in your cup. I'm going to just do this now. The college football playoff as a whole, that's what's in your cup, dude. What is this garbage, bro? Can we expand to 8 or 16? Maybe 8. I'm cool with 8. Can we go to 8? Like, I'm tired of seeing the same. Like, we damn near got as many COVID variants we've seen in the national championship game, bro. It's the same it's the same teams every year. Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, and then some variant of another team that's good, like LSU, this year, Michigan, whatever.
I went on record to pushing. I think we was in when we first started off in wherever I met you at in the sports, whatever class it was. 18 playoff, Power 5 schools, the 5 conference champions, since they all make the conference championship mean something. 5 conference champions. And then 3 at larges. You can get your little Power 6 in, or if they worthy that year, whatever, and let them play it out. Y'all don't want to do that. No, y'all. No, I don't know how exciting the game Utah would have been against Michigan. I don't know how exciting the game Ohio State would have been against a heavily favored Alabama or a Cincinnati against a Georgia, whatever, or however that would have been. We'll never know. So, man, that's what they need to do.
And then, dude, I'm just saying, bro, we've seen, we got 3 variations of COVID, right? And we see, the same 4 teams every year in the playoffs. It's like, damn, dude, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Michigan was new this year. It would have been Ohio State, but Michigan was new this year in Cincinnati.
Okay, but it still came down to Michigan, Ohio State. It came down to the same 2 damn teams in the Big Ten, per usual, which is primarily done throughout the whole life cycle of the Big Ten, which is 100-something years. But it's
that's why that's why I say have 8 teams anyway, because the season ends before Thanksgiving, right around that. And then you sit out for 5 weeks anyway. You could be playing again in 3 weeks. Starting this up. So that's just my theory on it.
But think about the national title game since they started doing this playoff. We had Ohio State, Oregon was the first one, right? And then I think we had Bama, Clemson 3 times. Then we had we had Bama, Georgia for the second time. We had Clemson, LSU one year. So it's been the same 4 teams since they started it. And then you get teams like Central Florida that one year where they was 12-0, and then they lost to Auburn or whatever. But it's come on, put them in meaningful games.
Which they won't.
They won't.
Cincinnati was. Then they're gonna try to characterize the Cincinnati performance in the next Power 5 or group of 6 or whatever they call it. Next time they get an undefeated season, but look at what Cincinnati did against Alabama. It did nothing. So why we put another team in that position to do something on a national scale?
I'm just tired of the playoff, man. I'm tired of the playoff, dude. What's in your cup? And college football playoff gonna remain in my cup till they go to 8. Cause man, dude. Cause I swear, next year we gotta watch Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson again, bro.
You're gonna watch Georgia. You're gonna watch Georgia, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna like it. What's in your cup?
I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice this year. I don't have a choice.
What's in your cup?
It's actually time for. Well, I already told you, man. The college football playoff is in my cup.
How about?
You know what? Wait, let me ask you this: is a certain analyst in your cup? Are you asking a certain analyst in his cup? Are you asking a certain college football analyst what's in his cup? Because if not, I'm gonna just keep going since I'm already here.
Do you mean Mr. Herbstreit?
Yes. Is he in your? You asking him what's in his cup?
He's not actually in my what's in your cup, but I am very aware of the statement. I am very aware of the situation.
Because I'm asking him what's in his cup. It's like, dude, come on, bro.
I'm very aware.
Like, I understand he works for ESPN, and it's like you want to see the best. Look, I'm a commentator too, Kirk. I'm a commentator too. I consistently see a team that loses by 20 points often. So I get it. You want to see a team that wins. You know, you want to see a winning team. But at the same time,
can't question the athlete's love and commitment for the game.
Exactly. You can't question their love for the game just because they don't want to play in some meaningless ass bowl game that has no bearing on the national title.
They can't affect their financial future, like literally, and we've seen it done before.
Exactly. So you can't, like, I'm not for that. Like, today's athlete doesn't love playing in the game. You know, somebody had a meme, and I thought like that was the best way to sum that up. All right, Kirk, if that's how it is, why don't you call the games for free? Call the game for free. You love the game. Exactly. My point exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you right now. As a commentator, I love basketball, but you be crazy as hell. You think I'd do it for the free? Because you know why? I gotta pay my bills too, dog. Simple as that. I gotta pay my bills too.
If you feel like your resume is strong enough as a football player, my resume I played 2 seasons or whatever and did this and amassed as many yards or sacks or whatever, and they already think I'm gonna be picked at the top 5. I know I'm getting a job, but I need to keep putting my body at risk for. I've done the work. Mel Kiper or Todd McShay said I'm one in the top 10. What I need to play for? What I need to play in the advanced auto parts ball for? What I need to play in the Frigidaire. Well, I need to play in the Frigidaire freezer ball for if I already know I'm gonna be a top 15 pick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We 7-5. We 8-4.
Why do I need to play in the Magic City Shaker Bowl? Come on, G.
They want me to play in the Dollar General dollar store ball, and they already told my daddy, well, you think your boy going number 9. Boy, if you don't sit your stupid ass about that game, boy, get your stupid ass out that game.
Right. What do I look like playing in the Black Ice Snow Globe Bowl? The Snow Globe Bowl. Come on, G.
Come on. Tell Kirk Herbstreit to get it together, man. Find out what's in this cup.
But you know what? You know what that is from? You know what I think? My take on that from Herbstreit. That's the first time in a long time because Herbstreit been around forever. He been on college football video games since I was a kid. That's the first time Herbstreit had a gray hair. That's the first time he had a gray hair moment. That's the first time he kind of looked a little out of touch to me. That's the first time I've seen Herbstreit look out of touch.
I mean, it's his opinion, you know. He shared his opinion. You know, it's not the popular opinion, you know. So sometimes it's hard to share a very unpopular opinion. I ain't gonna say he a bad dude. I just feel like, you know.
No, he ain't a bad guy.
I just feel like on this one, you know, it should be up to the player. What's in your cup?
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, one last thing on Herbstreit before we keep going. I want to say, I just think this is the first time he showed his age. His athlete is not the day of this athlete, especially now because athletes are actually starting to get paid. So I just think this is the first time for Herbstreit. He's looked a little bit out of touch. He's looked a little out of touch with some of his statements.
What's in your cup? The Washington football team stadium. I guess the railings. What's in your cup? They don't work. You got. Not that I care for Eagle fans. I mean, like I say, out of the 3 fan bases in semi-division, they're probably the most despicable that I have to deal with for these 4 months. But yeah, what's in your cup? The railing fell and almost smashed Jalen Hurts. About eight Eagle fans fell. All weren't hurt or whatever. And they say the Washington football team officials or whatever didn't help them or try to see if they were okay or whatever. After they all fell, nobody was seriously hurt. They all got up, started taking selfies with Jalen Hurts. So I guess it's just all karma that railing will fall after the Washington football team that's Philadelphia getting playoffs, and then the railing falls right next to a quarterback named Jalen Hurts, full of Eagle fans on the railing trying to greet him as he's leaving out of it. So I don't know what's up with that stadium or how it's built. Washington plays the Giants this week. They lost the other two divisional games, one to the Cowboys and one to the Eagles. But as far as that railing goes, what's in your cup? And another what's in your cup stand in the division. I don't know if you got to hear it. Huh? What happened?
We already talked Antonio Brown and Kevin Porter. I just want to throw them in what's in your cup too. More so Antonio Brown, not Kevin Porter, but Antonio Brown. Because I don't know what happened with him. Antonio Brown, what's in your cup?
Joe Judge is a liar. I mean, Joe Judge is flat out lied. I don't know if you heard the rant after the game. I think he just lied. He's either lying or being very delusional. Went on an 11-minute rant after the Bears blew the Giants out 29-3, and he was talking about how he has players coming back begging to play for the Giants and all this malarkey, just a total shit show of a press conference. And he was talking about how they're not a clown show. He said the Giants are not a. He's talking about how the Giants are not a clown show and they don't have players on their sidelines punching each other and all this stuff that he was talking about. He said he's got players that come banging on his door begging to play for the Giants. Everybody's like, to win 4 games a year, you got people begging for that. People.
How many of them guys begging to play for the Giants went to Bishop Sycamore?
The Giants are just terrible. They're just terrible. I mean, my nephew, God bless him, he loves him, but right now his team is just terrible, and he's got his coaches up in line talking about they're not a clown show. They're not some clown show. Yes, you are. Have you seen your offense? You fumbled on the very first snap of the game against the Bears. I don't know I don't know how many points they're. I don't know how many points they.
Don't say it like that. We are a 5-win team, sir. Don't say it like that.
I gotta look up something here. I gotta see how many points the Giants are scoring since they fired Jason Garrett as offensive coordinator.
Don't do that.
And you gotta know that's the reason. He's the reason he was in the way, right?
Yeah, you just know. I mean, Garrett fault.
They scored 3 against the Bears this past week.
When did he get fired?
I want to say, was it after the Dolphin game or after the? I think it was after. It was after the Giants game. I think after the Buccaneers game. I'm sorry, after the Buccaneers game. After the Buccaneers game, and they lost 30-10 against the Bucks. Then they lost to the Eagles 13-7.
They won 13-7.
Yeah, they won against the Eagles 13-7. Then they lost 20-9 to the Dolphins. They lost 37-21 to the Giants. 21-6 to the Cowboys. 34-10 to the Eagles. And then they lost 29-3. 62 points.
62.
And how many games is that? 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After Bucks.
So about 9 games. So they're getting about 9 points a game.
That's it.
They're not a clown show. He went on a rant. I want to know which players are begging to play for him. Guys that are on practice squads or something that want a chance, or guys that are working in local Foot Lockers.
I'm telling you, Bishop Sycamore, dog. Bishop Sycamore.
You're going to get up here and lie to these people begging to play for you. Where they at?
Hey, shout out Cruz. Shout out Landon in the chat. Land Cruz the barber in the chat. What's good, man?
What's happening? I'm begging to play for the Giants. They pay more than this. I want to play for them. I'll be a kicker and get ran past or somebody returning the ball. I can't kick the ball. Only thing I can do is onside kicks.
Hey,
bring me in for the onside kicks.
Hey, Riley
I see
puts in the
that.
chat. Someone
Tim
tell Tim
Tebow and
Tebow and
Johnny
Johnny Manziel
Manziel
stop
stop
knocking
knocking.
at that man's door.
Somebody's knocking at his door. Oh man.
Hey, all right. I know we usually end with what's in your cup, but we didn't really get to do a wrap up, and we probably ain't gonna do one for SOTG. So, Bishop Sycamore, man, that was one of my funny stories of 2021, man. So, give me your thoughts, bro. Best of 2021, man.
I mean, it was just
Let
a
me get some of your
fraudulent
thoughts,
school.
bro. I know they said
Just a
2022.
fraudulent school. I just want to know who got all
Bishop
the
Sycamore, that was one
ESPN
of the
money.
funniest stories.
Who got the check? When they give you that game check to go on ESPN, who got the damn check? Can you tell me who
I
got the
remember when
check?
it happened. I did the background on that, bro. They had 3 months to figure that out. Like, how does that happen? Like, how does that even happen? You got 3 months to check the school sourcing and find out where you gonna set the game up. Like, how does that even happen? You know, so that was one of the funnier stories. What's some of the stuff that stood out to you in 2021, man? Nas put out Magic. That was fire. I'm a fan. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, Nas doing his great thing. I mean, I guess the birth of the verses. I guess during the pandemic. Um. Um. The The Bucks finally breaking through. I guess Giannis is getting a ring. You know,
Yeah,
everybody talk
was
about doing things the right way, getting a ring from Milwaukee, staying where he's at, not moving, not being influenced, getting the ring.
dominating Super Bowl performance by the Bucks. It's pretty
Bucks
good.
dominating. Baylor men getting the basketball title and the Sugar Ball
Might be getting
football
another one the
title
way it's
to
looking.
it. Yeah. So yeah, might be trying to double up on that. How about the Sky getting the chip for Chicago?
Yeah, sir. That's the one right there. Chicago Sky. You know what's crazy?
Man.
Like, it's crazy to think we already in 2022, man. Because last year kind of flew by.
It definitely did.
It's already January 4th.
And I don't even know how
like,
much fun we
around
had.
this time think about like last year. Like last year flew by. Think about like in 2 days it's gonna be a year since the capital situation happened. So it's already gonna be a year.
I don't even know how much fun we had
That's how
with all the restrictions, with all the COVID restrictions. Say time flies when you're having fun, but we tried to get back to having fun in 21. So it was kind of sketchy here at the beginning of 22, but hopefully we'll be able to fight our way past it and get back to a little bit. I guess you want to say some normalness like we had in early 2019. I don't know if we're gonna see that soon, but hopefully we'll keep working to get to it toward the middle parts and ending of this
Yeah,
year.
hopefully everybody stay safe, man. Fight off these new variants, bro. Fight off all these new variants of COVID, man. Get them.
Please.
If you can, man, get that vaccination, get that booster if you're eligible, bro. We're getting real as if it wasn't already.
Yeah, my second shot yesterday, so I'm fully there.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm not booster eligible yet, but I will be soon.
Yeah. Make sure you got to keep my card on me now. Got to keep the card on. So yeah, man. So Chris Rouse and Joseph Gregory.
Hey, real quick,
shout out to everybody.
New information on the world. Real quick, new information on the World Class Hoops podcast, man. On Twitter at the WCHP, man. So on Twitter at the WCHP, on YouTube at the World Class Hoops podcast. Yes, the is in there now. So at the WCHP hashtag at the WCHP. That's all I want to say, man.
Oh,
new content coming,
man. Shout out to Landon the Barber and Ryder Reflex and my little nephew Bino and Nettie Boo and whoever else joined me in the chat on this Monday, man. 2021 definitely had some bad moments too, right? You're definitely right. Blackhawks, yeah. Losing John Madden and Betty White at the end. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, RP John Madden, bro.
Rest in peace, John Madden. Rest in peace, Jeff Dickerson, who passed away last week. I know we didn't really get into sports media fixture here in Chicago. Bears beat reporter for a long time, passing away at the age of 44.
Yeah, JD. RP JD, Jeff Dickerson, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, man, yeah. Blessings upon blessings that we're here to do this whenever we need to do it. So, Chris Rouse, I'm Joseph Gregory. Shout out to everybody who's joining the chat. Thanks for making us a part of your Tuesday morning. And we are out on Joe with Joe. Unless we try to do this maybe one day next week and start getting ready for these NFL playoffs. Everybody, peace, love, blessings.